All right, we should be here. We're going. Let's just get the Capcom thing up. And I should sound fat. Do I sound fat? It's in the bag. It's in the bag. Be a little insulated. I got you a lemon custard pie and mini pancakes. You're probably going to want to eat it over this because the pancakes have like a little squeeze thing. You got to squeeze it together. Normal? Oh, not fat. I'm sorry. I not have the camera up. They should not be able to see you. Any luck?
Guns feel.
Oh God, IGN.
Like you ran around with one big gun for.
It's like the only one. That's the one in Japanese.
It packed a punch, and yeah, for the lesser enemies that we were running around, like especially in the air, it was perfect. It felt
Keep
really
sending you back until that returns.
This is a third-person shooter, and I played probably like 70 hours of the first game.
Oh,
I loved it a lot. So running around the world, I think one of my favorite things about the last game was it had like a lot of horror references or a lot of kind of like horror tinged.
Yes.
So tell me about that.
I was actually going to bring it up because I know you would personally love this because we both love Bloodborne, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
shout out to Bloodborne.
Yes.
Amazing game.
Yeah. So I got to fight against this boss. That's this really cool.
Okay, just getting set up, guys. I gotta. Is there a non-IGN stream? No.
And it's like over on water.
I think this is the one.
You can be on, and this like eldritch.
Oh, all right. I just got to towel my face
Lovecraftian,
off.
like guy tentacles comes out and fighting
probably
him, and
okay.
he summons more tentacles from the ground. It's really cool. The boss fight felt really cool. I played
not
another
like
boss
this for,
fight,
like-
but this one really stood out to me because the environment was so immersive, and the creature was really interesting. Like all the attacks were like water attacks and everything like that. And you actually have to be careful about where you are because if you go into waist deep water, then you get slowed down and you can get smacked by one of the tentacles.
Oh, now.
Yeah.
I think like when I first heard the first game had procedurally generated levels, I was like, I'm not wild about that because I really love like bespoke, crafted environments, deliberately designed by the level designers and stuff like that. But then I started playing the game and I was like, oh, I threw all those concerns right out the window. So is that aspect back this time? And how did that feel to kind of like navigate and run around?
Oh, it felt great. Every time we would start up a different world or whatever, we were just like, well, wait, we messed up. We can't go the same route, and we don't have the same bus. So it's actually been taken to another level. NPCs, storylines, whatever, like quest lines, they're all different. So they took it even further. Oh, also, by the way, you can jump now.
Yes!
Across platforms, which is great.
That
and you
rules.
can mantle too, so it's good. So there's more exploration, which is great because you can explore so many different areas and nothing's going to be the same. Even your tutorial is different from like your friends.
All right, so I just gotta plug.
It's gonna be really cool.
I gotta
think
plug
the co-op
things
aspect
in.
is actually more interesting this time.
Amaratus, thank you. I will be right there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because I know you play like a ton of Apex, so verticality in your shooters
Oh my God,
is
yeah.
very important. So yeah, adding jump is a nice little way to get a little bit higher in the world. But yeah, so did that play into like the combat and stuff like that? Like, is there a lot of kind of like traversal that ends up going upwards? Like, is the procedurally generated levels going higher now, or going to skyscrapers and stuff?
You can. So there is this like, hidden quest that you can do with the bird and something about collecting
God, I mean, I
eggs,
don't-
but you have to go vertically.
What's the right word for
with the bird.
IGN? Do I hate
I didn't get to see it
IGN?
because again, we only got like 2 hours. But
I don't really like them.
Friend?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't like the way it looked at me, but I think it's a friend.
Yeah, don't.
But I mean, I guess they're the last
sort it out in our official review.
gamey
It's really
thing
cool
to
because there is
exist.
loot on higher surfaces, so you can actually climb up, and because everything is procedurally generated, you never know what's going to lead you. So it's actually,
interesting.
yeah, it's really nice. So I can't really speak to it in combat, but there was this one area where there was a boss that was flying around in the air, which you may or may not get. So verticality there might be helpful, so you can like actually shoot a little bit closer to it. Yeah. So.
Up there and-
So I guess they're just sandbagging until
but,
Capcom
you
goes
were
on.
actually asking me earlier because we were talking about this offline. The melee is actually really good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it feels very snappy, very intuitive. It's actually a really good option. Whenever I would run out of ammo right to an enemy, I would slash and then just roll back. It was great.
They just aren't good at their job. I wish
I think I
they'd
really
hire
liked
people that
in
were a little
Run
bit
for
better
the
at
Ashes
video
was it
games.
had kind of like this hub area.
Just a
where
little
you
bit.
go interact with NPCs and like upgrade weapons and items and stuff like that. Tell me about that. Did you get to experience anything like that?
Yeah, so it actually carried over the story from the first game. So you have like some sour relationships, some really good relationships with the NPCs, and that carries over, which is really cool. So you can see that in like the interactions and stuff. The hub world
Dean,
is
thank
pretty
you.
cool. I haven't been able to spend a lot of
Pro
time.
Cow,
in there. I
hey,
got
man.
one mod, but you can upgrade pretty
Every time
quickly,
Pro
actually.
Cow
Grind
gets
is not too
an
bad.
ad,
Awesome.
his
Just
entire
enough.
stream
It does
shuts
have you
down.
walking around some of the levels for a little bit, and then you come back.
Yeah, I mean, you could have a variety. I mean, should there be like a skill list?
And
Play
just
video games while we
really
wait?
like it, and I could just kick my butt.
It's like we're so
And I,
close. Like, what
I
am I
was
gonna
super
do?
leveled up and awesome.
Play-
I love the game so much, and I gave up.
Play like an
So I had to
hour?
Watch a YouTube video to figure
Not
out
even
what's
30
going on.
minutes
On that.
of
Honestly,
GU,
I
do like
think
one
the
quest.
tutorial will be good for this because they did
Play
change
Ken
some things.
videos?
Obviously,
That's a great
play and
idea.
stuff is there, but
I love that idea.
it looks so
We're gonna do that instead. He just released
So,
a new one.
It'll be. I honestly, actually, maybe you should watch like a recap.
Yeah.
because
Oh,
it'll
so you
compare
gotta
the
squeeze it
environments
together like
to
this.
What we have now.
It's not
Yeah.
butter.
feels
It's
like
syrup.
a
It's
living
like
world. It's just so pretty.
you know, like the
actual
toaster
colors
strudel
popping
frosting?
in, and the detail
just
looks really
squeeze
good.
it
And I played on a
together,
PC that had a 30 series card in it.
Oh man.
like
Great
this.
and ran great. Had no
And then
issues.
it's-
Yeah, I was
it
going to ask
comes
about some of the
squeezing out.
different environment because I really liked in the first game there was a lot of
Nadine's got the
swamps,
right idea.
just, like,
We're gonna watch
nasty,
Ken.
murky places to hang out in.
Yeah.
I love swamps.
That's gonna be so much more entertaining
Just need a good
than what we
place
currently have.
full of awful monsters.
No, that's the worst.
Yeah, that's the point. It's supposed to push back and kick your butt a little bit.
I'm just gonna change the
It's like me as a
category. We'll go to
like, he
special
loves-
events.
I know, and I hate it. All the poison frogs. But
They're
I'm
great.
well, okay, you don't have as much of that in this game now, which is good because
Okay.
you get a variety, which is really nice. You open up this fog gate and walk into like this beautiful biome, like red flowers and everything everywhere, but then also have super deadly teleporting enemies.
That's yeah, just give me that good mix of ugly and beautiful, right?
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do that. And
Okay.
it's nice because the first game, while I did love the environment, and
Well-
it's like, oh yeah, the world has fallen.
All right,
You
let me
kind of
find
have the
another
same
Ken
palette
video.
all around,
Yes, yeah.
but this one you don't. It's really nice to see the variety and different structures. Also, the hub area did change a little bit because time has passed. So it's really cool to see time having passed in this world that you did know from the
And then
first
yeah, the other thing is just like a
I
lemon
really
custard
liked sort
pie.
of like how snappy and quick the character was in.
I thought you'd like it. I thought
Does
you'd
it go
want
that way in
something a
Remnant
little
2,
bit
like,
different
getting around
than the,
world is just like
Yes,
normal
and it's gonna be
conveni
better
fare.
because there is
Not
some
that it's
standout
bad.
unless it comes to
And God
combat.
knows the food from the grocery store was really good. So. Yeah, I mean, we'll go out to eat occasionally, but for real, like that's. Why is it at 50? That's weird. 50 FPS.
We are a day in the life of 25-year-old woman living in Osaka. She's going through another busy day with her kids. There's something she cannot miss in her life. You will see the Osaka culture too.
She's gonna have one
They did
in
not
her
end
kids' room.
normally today with
In her room.
life-changing incident. Let's go find out with Ken. Real Japanese lives which you have never seen.
Good.
I hope you enjoy.
All right, I'm gonna put the camera on, Jen, so people can get live reacts. I'll try to zoom it in so they don't see your head.
6:30 is the usual time to start her morning. Kids are still in the middle of their dreams. Her husband is leaving the house. This is their 5th year as husband and wife, and they are still sweet.
Oh,
Her day in the life starts. Let us introduce her to you all.
she's got the same
She's
hairband. You
called Beijama,
look, oh,
25
similar.
years old. She's mom of 2.
Yeah, she's got a similar thing.
Wash her face to wake herself up. She does not forget to take care of her skin even in any hectic
How do I
morning.
meet a Japanese mother in the bottom right?
And she does laundry together.
Doesn't everyone have one of those?
She wants to finish as much house chores as she can.
Jess got a new
before
one
her kids
yesterday.
wake up.
Or the day before
There's
yesterday.
never enough time in the morning. The kids are awake. First, breakfast for the kids. Her kids are 3 and 2 years old. She
looks
has
like
an
comfy little
important
chairs.
task to do while kids having breakfast carefully observe. Makeup, which she cannot miss. It's like switching herself on for the coming day. And there is another reason to put makeup.
幼稚園と保育所の中で
You
一
want me
番
to
可愛いの
Ichiban Kawaii?
That's a fair reason for herself and her kids. We
Who's
don't think
Ichiban
she's
Kawaii
putting
in
loads
chat?
of power to her makeup. She takes 30 minutes and does it perfectly. Contact lenses. They're colored ones. Put them on and
あとはもう出かける前にリップ塗って完成
I'm still looking for it. Looks, I haven't seen any
then
merchandise
let's
yet.
start the day. Fold the futon.
The kids are like right next to the kitchen.
Get ready for the kids to go to the nursery.
Hold on.
Ready for
Can
the
we
kids
appreciate that the way she puts on her kids' pants is she like, it looks like there's almost like a blanket on them,
to go to the nursery.
face down. Don't move. Like wrangled them.
Hang with laundry. One after another, chores are never done. And kids are everywhere. Answering back to kids, she finishes the chores one by one. Well, house chores are something you need to face the whole life, so Rei-chama tries not to aim to perfection. She closed
I'm
the
gonna buy
door,
Toy Story
and the
Alien in
other door
Japan. We'll see
opened.
when we're in Osaka. Actually, we're
But
gonna be in
she
Disney
does not
today,
care.
so maybe.
She's also with kids who endlessly want to play. Actually, she loves playing with kids. 3-year-old daughter is into fashion and makeup. Arranging her hair is one of her important jobs. After taking care of
Oh,
her
wow.
daughter's hair, she takes care of herself too.
Pretty stylish for 8
She's
a.m.
calling their mom is never stopping.
キラキラなってるやつあるやろキラキラになってるやつを
Let's go out. She's going to take one to nursery
I can
and
think
another
of
to
many
kindergarten.
American moms
This
that
is
would
the
hate this
Japanese
mom
mama
for the
chair.
shape that she's
Mom's
in.
bicycle.
Mama chair?
Put 2 kids on a bicycle. Came back home.
No, she's married.
House chores continue. Is she ever going to eat her own breakfast?
食べる日と食べない日があってちょっと食べない
Probably how she stays so
She
thin.
usually misses time for the breakfast until noon. After she finishes cleaning, time for
I don't know
her
that we
to
saw
work.
the husband yet.
Rei-chama is actually in the midst of starting her own apparel brand.
Oh,
She
wow.
has already started her business with a t-shirt. Checking emails.
She's got
In the
herself.
limited time,
That's a
she
gamer
closes her
laptop,
work
guys.
one by one. Looks like her work is settled. Let's go take a look around her house. This is living room.
That's a gamer.
It has kitchen and dining table too. The adjacent room is a bedroom. Near the entrance, there are a washroom and a room that is being used as closet. Right in the middle of Osaka. I wonder what the rent is.
7万5千に下がりました
Now, hold on. That. Wait. No way. Is that like $500? $600? $537. Holy crap.
この辺だったらめっちゃ格安だと思う
Holy crap.
It is for a place like this in the middle of big city.
Yeah, if you're in the
What's
middle of the city,
fridge? Let's take a look.
$500.
It's neat and clean with boxes bought in 100 yen shop.
粉系粉っていうか砂糖とか
Legend Giggles, hello.
あと
Thank
は
you.
ここ豆腐と納豆ですでここはジュースいつも入れてるんですけど今ちょっと切れてますねでここストックしてある
That's a neat way to store the food. I'll have try. And this is
こうガシャッとセットしますで
I don't like this soda stream. I've had
and
them
it
before.
makes soda water.
It's too
And-
much.
これうちの
How much rent do you guys pay? The United States, I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously it depends on where you are, but I mean, you're looking at 1,000 just to get a key. Anything. And I've got a mortgage. I've got a home, so I'm not paying rent, but for the most part, most areas.
It's a Pokemon card she bought for her daughter.
このキャラクターが1
Few thousand yen.
2万円とかで売れるなんかレアなカードが当たってこないだちょっと過保にしてます。
Pokemon cards are one of popular toys, but some rare cards are sold
1,000
and
for a
bought
string
millions
key?
of yen per card
Pay a lot more than that,
nowadays.
buddy.
Moving to their bedroom, and we found something.
もう推しです。
Her only hobby is supporting a male artist.
大好きなスノーマンの世界でねちょっと大人気なんですけどショッピー。
She's a big fan of Shopee from a group called Snowman. And what is this posted for?
推しの身長です。身長さんみたいな。
That I don't know. If I were her husband, Valhalla, thank you. I would feel a little weird. I'd feel a little weird having her being like, I love him and this is how tall he would be. Oh, maybe. Let's see.
いつも想像しながら生活してます。
Oh.
Today is an important day for Reja and Shopee. I wonder what is happening. Let's go with her to find out. She's heading by her bicycle to a place to have her lunch break. A few times in
I
a
mean,
week,
I guess
she
better
goes
for her to
outside of
love
her lunch
a
to
man
change the mode.
That
She came to
is
Umeda.
inaccessible than like the neighbor.
Umeda is a popular sightseeing spot in Osaka. And this is Osaka Station, the largest terminal station in west of Japan. Exciting place with a mix of downtown and sophisticated office area. Rei-chama came to Hoshino Dessert
And they're in Osaka. There's no muscle girls in Osaka that we know
popular
of.
cafe in Umeda. She's going to have a lunch here. And this place has an interesting menu.
推しの顔をラテアートでそのまま印刷できるっていう。
Is she going to
Print a
drink
picture
him?
on a drink? How is that done? Let's go take a look. You send out your favorite picture to the machine online. Started printing.
Oh,
Can't wait
no.
to see how it's going to come out.
が生まれる。
What is it going to look like? The print is so precise.
Oh.
She takes pictures with goods she brought.
She's being very
But
careful.
She needs to mix
No! His face.
it up when drinking.
He's got ringed. This is someone hearing me? I hope
こ
not.
れを逆再生にすると
If you reverse play the video, you can see the face in the end.
推しの顔になるっていう動画にいただきます。
Take a video of mixing drink. Stop! And playing reverse on Instagram is a big buzz among the fans.
飲み物の上に印刷してるわけじゃないですか。それを飲むって推しが体の中に入る。
Oh no! Nothing. No, nothing. Nothing's wrong. What? Day in the life in a 25-year-old woman. Married woman. Married woman with a husband and 2 children. That's all. That's all it is.
入るっていうもう最高に幸せ
Well, sorry, but I'm not quite sure what you're saying, Dima. But good for you.
He is married. Yeah.
She takes
That looks good. Jen, we can go here.
What is it?
They've got pasta that you've been looking for. I think we're gonna go.
Is that Osaka?
Yeah, that's Osaka. I can print a picture on my drink and you could print a picture on your drink. You could print Jack White on your drink and consume him. No, the drink itself, it gets printed on the top.
Oh, like the way they do the cappuccino.
Yeah, but like in HD color.
Takes a moment to break with her favorite
Oh, absolutely. I will print one. I'll either do one of Maldi or Ryozo Sugimoto.
artist. But she's not so calm today, and it's because
今日実は私の好きなアイドルのライブの
She's people are like, oh, it's cute. Oh, she just likes her idol. This is obsessed, man. This is
発表があってその時々
get a Meghan Markle picture. Oh, Jen just got a puss on her face. She's not like that. Jen, I thought you liked Meghan Markle. Did you like listen to her podcast or like read her book or
見せてなんか噂によると
print a highway and drink it?
3倍とかいやなんなら私今日夜も3時とかまで眠くて寝不足なんですよね
the result will be on their website. It's the time.
I'm sure there's
Can she
worse.
see him or she cannot?
私はいろいろ頑張ってきました。ショッピングや iPad 利用してください。神様よろしくお願いします。体調悪なるな。でも1枚震える。1枚目いけます。1個目だでした。あと2つあるんでね。ほんまにショッピング頼む。マジ頼む。ほんまに頼む。マジで会いたい。はい、行きます。2個目。見たくない。見たいけど見たくない。
Win.
She failed for all the tickets.
Oh,
いろいろやってきたって言ってもやっぱちょっとまだ足りなかった部分とかやっぱあるんかな
she
と思っ
didn't
て。
do enough. She was drinking him.
もう見ないから始めましたやっぱり。
Dejama not being able to stand straight. But she cannot be disappointed forever. She needs to take care of her kids and the house. She's going to stop by at supermarket before picking up the kids. The monthly food expense is about 40 to 50,000 yen.
40 to
Dejama
50,000
ikatte.
yen. So 4 people. 50,000 yen. That's like $400? Less? Less than $300 to feed everyone. To feed 4 people.
Kids and came back home. She prepares for
And looks like they
nursery
ate pretty
while
good.
kids are playing.
いやバターなぁと思って。
Looks like her heart after failing with all
She's so sad. I feel so bad for her. She's
ticket
so
is not being
sad.
healed enough. Time for dinner. They're going to have okonomiyaki. Flour, cabbage, and sliced pork. It's the proudest dish of Osaka. They eat together while cooking on a big
They haven't
electric
addressed
hot
the
plate.
ceiling yet, and I kind of hope that they do.
This is how you make it. Put sauce in
That comes in
mayonnaise
40 minutes.
and sprinkle plenty of dried bonito.
いただきます。
Family dinner with their favorite okonomiyaki. This is the usual picture of people
Is her name Ray-chan?
in Osaka. Rei-chama finished her dinner a bit early and she prepares the bath. Doesn't she look unenergized? Is it because of the tickets? Seems like she's still feeling down about the tickets.
That wall thing is to control the bath, I think.
After taking a bath,
Ken. Jen, you think it'd be strange if there was a man who had a YouTube video about documenting women, and in every video he did, there's between 10 to 15 shots of the women's bare feet?
Yeah, because why about their feet if you're documenting them?
kids get ready to go to sleep.
よう言ったなすごいよ
Joke and play around to brush their teeth.
I'm sorry, I
Kids
need
get
to.
ready to go to sleep.
That's really funny.
すごいよ
joke and
It's almost like
play
an
around to
interrogation,
brush
like
their
torture.
teeth. The kids are so powerful until the minute they fall asleep. Leja is also exhausted. Turn off the light and she's forced to end the day. So, this is the day in the life of mom living in Osaka. Good night, Leja-ma. Hope Shoppy is in your dream to take you out to his concert.
Amazing. Let's see if we can find one more. Maybe a short one. She might have gotten a ticket after that, right? Wait, what? What the hell? What? A nuisance foreigner who is about to be caught by the police and tries to bite you is dangerous? What? I'm assuming this is in Japan.
やられた方動揺してる。あいついた。
Why is he trying to bite? How is he able to? I don't know what drugs he could possibly be on to be able to fight off that many people at once. I don't know what he did, but if the police come to apprehend you, I mean, just let them take you, man. In the life of my hub. Oh, this might give us some advice for tomorrow or tonight. Akihabara. There was subtitles there for a second that was like, do not eat. Do not eat me.
This is my husband Ken, who works in Tokyo. He's a scriptwriter. Through his day in the life, we will show you the lifestyles and cultures of Japan today. Latest electric home appliances and new service at convenience stores. He cannot groom himself without
Okay, Ken just showed off his own feet.
tears in his eyes. You might be able to find something new about Japan. Hope you enjoy the video. After jogging, Ken had a health check and marked worth numbers in multiple parts. He decided to do a daily jogging to lose some weight.
Good for you, Ken.
After running for 15 minutes,
ランニング初日から飛ばしすぎてしまいました。すべての関節、筋肉が痛いです。
Every single joint and muscle hurts over limit.
ちょっともう限界かもしれな
You
い。
hate to hear
he
it.
found a share
So he's the husband of the narrator. He's the one that makes these videos.
scooter. Ken is going to take the scooter back to home. The basic rent is 50 yen, and you will need additional 15 yen per minute. After taking a shower, he's getting ready for his work. He's going to groom himself. First,
最近マスクを取る機会が増えてきました。で、そうすると鼻毛の方が出てくると打ち合わせなんかしててね、相手の方も気になっちゃうと思うので、なので鼻毛のお手入れをしようと思います。
he's going to wax out his wild nose hair.
No. No. Not just use a trimmer.
And this is the wax bits. Melt this wax in a microwave. And stick the melted wax onto the stick.
わかりますか？
Put the wax sticks into the nose hole.
No.
From here on, sorry, but I'm not taking any claim from you. Watch with your own risk, okay? Looks like the wax is hard enough and ready.
Don't.
3, 2, 1.
You need another bunch of power to groom yourself. Let's get going and start working. He's a freelance
Dwarven man, thank you.
scriptwriter.
But, oh,
With just a computer, he can work from anywhere. He came to Daikanyama in Shibuya area, clothing, stores of all kinds of goods, and cafes. It is not as noisy as Shibuya, which is right next to. Ken arrived at Starbucks.
just use a
Going to
trimmer,
write
man.
script for his
No way.
Starbucks in Daikanyama is a popular working and studying space. Wi-Fi, of course, and now the floor above the bookstore is working space that can be rented by hour. You can change your mind and refresh anytime at the bookstore when your work or study is stuck. People around you are working hard and seems like they are making good effects to each other to work efficiently. Time for lunch.
Yeah, so you just trim them again.
Botanda in
How's it a
Shinahawa
problem?
area. There are bars and entertainment buildings in this town. It is a busy place in the nighttime, but
夜はそういう人多いですけど、昼は人少ないですね。こういうお店やってるんですね。
this is an information center for the nighttime entertainment for adults.
Oh,
So, where is he going to have his lunch today? Ken came to Angel Fake Regame, a restaurant where you can enjoy authentic Italian food at a reasonable price.
それでこれで選んで LINE のやつからそうです
moving
You
no
can
second
order
really the
online
crazy
from the code
infection.
on the table.
It is a
They offer mainly for dinner time, but their lunch is also attractive.
1,000 yen is not bad.
The omelet rice is the lunch specialty of theirs. A fluffy omelet
Just
is
trim.
on ketchup rice. Cut a slit in the omelet with a knife and open. A half raw egg almost drips. The special
looks good,
sauce
man.
is made by mixing mayonnaise and several kinds of sauces. It comes with a salad and soup for 1,000 yen.
That's a good price.
Very satisfying.
甘いものが食べたくなってまいりました。今日はチートデイということで。
Okay, so
He just
he's
worked out
already
today.
cheated himself from the day one. Ken came to 7-Eleven, a convenience store. Something they have been upgrading the variety rapidly is healthy food. A guilt-free cream cracker made with brown rice. Sugar, fat, and calorie-free cider pop even contains fiber. Non-fat chocolate-flavored protein. There is a wide variety of high-protein, low-sugar snacks. Protein-rich tofu bars for those who don't eat meat or fish. Salmon for fish lovers. Chicken breast, now a staple in Japan. Various flavors are available. If you really want something
What was the price
sweet,
on that?
various flavors are available. Lovers. Chicken breast, now a
Looks like 200 yen.
staple in Japan.
So,
Various flavors
like
are
$2
available.
for a cooked chicken breast.
If you really want something sweet, there's also a zero-calorie orange jello. These are expanding every day to offer as many healthy options as possible. But look at what Ken chose out of all the great choices.
Okay.
Strawberry mochi daifuku with plenty of cream, which looks not so healthy but cute.
Okay.
Little snack time in a space where you can sit freely. Inside the rice cake, plenty of whipped cream with a large strawberry.
Oh God, Ken.
Let's just leave him alone for a moment and have some tour inside the convenience store. Is it different from the ones in your countries? You
That's
can
Dr. Pepper
withdraw
tasting pan?
money
I don't
from
think
the
I've seen it.
ATM cashing machine. The white machine in the middle is a delivery box. You can use the system in the photocopy machine to buy tickets for concerts, and you can even choose interest
Yeah, mochi I
rate
think
from
is
this
rice. Yeah,
machine.
rice flour.
Looks like he finished his snack time.
Yeah, I think that was
Ken left
larger
the motorcycle
7-Eleven,
at
so
the
they had like a little
station
table
and
to eat
took the
at.
train. He took the Yamanote line and headed for Akihabara, famous for electronic stores, and it is also a town of otaku.
This is where
meeting
we've
with
been.
a client. After the meeting, he headed to Yodoba Camera, a huge
Jen, could you grab me the
six-floor electronics store.
because we still have a bunch of it, right?
Looks like he's looking for something.
Yeah. Yeah, give
Star
me the
Wars
bottle.
character
Cup,
was
so you don't
waiting
mind.
for him. The evolution of electronic home appliances 가den is remarkable these days. Vacuum cleaner. It bends from the center,
you
so
very
it is easy to clean places
you
like
so
beneath the
much.
bed.
Because you're not going to drink it. You don't really like it, right?
Microwave with an oven. It can bake, steam, boil, and
油を、はい、使わなくても食材から出てくる油とか揚げたような感じになります。
we Japanese
Not
cannot
your favorite.
miss rice cooker. The price is 86,000 yen. Our rice cooker at home costs only 1/8. Wow. An amazing number of hair dryers. It dries your hair and also takes care of your scalp.
What?
47,000 yen. That's a pretty good price. What is this machine?
衣類乾燥機だね。
あ、乾燥機ですかこれ。
頻度によるホコリを落としたりとか、まあちょっと消臭、洗ったと脱水した後も入れて乾燥でかけることもできます。
A backpack with a solar panel. You can charge your cell phone from your backpack. The PlayStation 5, which he wanted to buy, was sold out again today.
Oh.
It is getting dark. He will finish dinner here before heading home.
No games anyways, Ken.
The restaurant
Get a
is
gaming
on the 8th
PC,
floor
dude.
of this building. Enishi Sando. The seats are spacious and what a comfortable place. You can enjoy tantamen and some alcohol drinks at this restaurant. He ordered the restaurant's signature dish, meat and cheese tantamen. Look at it. Wow! Roast beef is spreading on the edge of the bowl. On top of the melted cheese is a raw egg. Underneath
crazy.
the cheese, you'll find shibazuke pickles, cashew nuts, fried onions.
When is this? 2 months ago? In Akihabara?
The noodles are so heavy. Spiced noodles. There is a best way to eat this bowl.
卵黄を割って
Mix the noodles with egg and cheese. Wrap the noodles in roast beef and take a bite.
That's good,
The
man.
spicy and creamy taste is superb. This is addictive. You can also add vinegar to the noodle to make it more spicy. If you don't like spicy food, don't worry. The spiciness can be adjusted.
I like the
After
vinegar.
getting full,
Hold on.
instead, if you don't the
What is the
noodle-
place? Hold on. I need to find out. I want this.
Look, are spacious and
An Ichi stand? How far is that from us? That looks like it's inside. Hold on. Hold on. This is important. It's close. Ooh, it's so close. It's only 12-minute walk. What are their hours? Maybe tomorrow for dinner, lunch or dinner. I know we're gonna be going to all of the other, like the Monster Hunter Cafe and like the Dragon Quest Cafe, but maybe I won't go to the Monster Hunter Cafe tomorrow. We'll just go to the Dragon Quest Cafe and we're gonna go to the Anishi stand. Have it for breakfast. You can't. It's not open for breakfast. Surely the curry rice and McDonald's have worn off. They have, but we're gonna be going to
the
Tokyo
seats are
Disney soon.
spacious and what a comfortable
Which-
place. You can
Jen, not at all to rush you, but we're probably leaving in like an hour and a half, maybe a little bit less. Because I want to get there when it opens. No, Monster Hunter Cafe? They have
enjoy
one in Osaka.
ramen and some alcohol drinks at this restaurant. He ordered the restaurant signature dish.
I'm go to the Monster Hunter Cafe just to order a drink. What I'll probably do is I'll order a meal and a drink at both ones.
Roast beef is spreading on the edge of the bowl on top. Take a bite.
We're getting that. I have to get that. Spiced noodles
add vinegar to the noodle
with
to
vinegar and beef and
If you
cheese.
don't like spicy food, don't worry. The spiciness can be adjusted. After getting full,
Nekopara
It's
Cafe.
time to
I found
head
a cat-made girl cafe.
this is a typical day in the life of Ken, who works in Tokyo. Let's
I will
finish
not get
around
Dong,
here for
you
today.
son of a bitch.
See you next time. Looking forward to your questions in the comments.
Okay, we probably the countdown. Yeah, the countdown for the Capcom event is probably up, right? Get some dongo, streamer. We know you love your Monster Hunter fluffy bunny dongo, huh, streamer? Son of a bitch. So any Monster Hunter news? It would be a little bit of a surprise. I'm not saying it's not gonna. Here's Capcom USA. Perfect.
Characters have like evolved, but also the reception of that change.
Seems way better.
This is the first Street Fighter game
Man,
that was
IGN.
recorded in English first, right?
It's probably not
you
going to be a
were one of
Monster
the
Hunter
first characters
6.
to record your lens. What was the experience like, and how did that change things up for you? For me, this was like a brand new way to do this, because when 5 is a dub, so we have to match the timing, the Japanese voice line, we have to match the cadence, the tone, and the animation. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot that you have to constantly be juggling. But
I might move my
6
head
was
up.
a lot more loose. It was more flowing. For the first time, we got that sweet mouth tech where you can say anything and the characters would, automatically lip sync. So that was really, really cool. And I just had a lot more time, a lot more freedom to.
Think they would do a
live
day in the
lines
life of a
live.
2018 Monster Hunter champ?
Also, again, because we were.
I mean, they might do a day
creating
in the life
character
of a
in the
streamer,
US,
but
I
it
got to
it
put a
might
lot of
be
my ideas
sad.
as well. So that was.
I would message
that
Ken.
was
I'd say you want to hang
much,
out, man.
much
We'll
different
collab.
process than 5.
So speaking of you putting yourself into
I'm
Luke
a
and
beautiful young
everything,
man. This
I
shirt
see
makes me
online,
feel like
we all
5
see
years
online
younger.
your advocacy for Luke, the memes, everything, how much you love him. Where does that come from, and what's that whole experience like?
I never thought this day would come where I would get to be in a Street Fighter game. For me, it's more about how this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I just got to make the best of it.
Don't leech
So,
off of Ken?
with my full
How am I
heart,
leeching? People
I
want to
just
collab.
I'm gonna have fun with
Jen
this
seemed
character.
disappointed in my shirt
Actually,
right
some of my
now.
posts have
She was
even
there when I bought it.
reached a wider global audience.
Yes, they have.
I visited the Capcom Japan office and I met up with Nagayama-san and the whole team over there. And I walked into the studio and they were like, "We've all seen your Twitter." And I'm like, "No!
What happened?
No!" And they're like, "No, it's good. We like it. We like it." And they thanked me for, promoting the character and just having fun with him. And they wanted to
Monster Hunter 5, you did. You
use
missed
that
it. You can go back to
energy
sleep.
and put it into how they wrote and how they made character. And I was really honored by that.
People are playing Street Fighter 6 now. Any favorite lines you want to?
Ooh.
Oh, let's hear them.
We got a lot of good ones. We got the Sandblast, but we also got the, gotta say, pretty photogenic.
That's the one everyone wants to hear.
Yeah. That's a good
That's
one.
the meme one.
The Hadouken.
There we go.
That one was fun. There's one where he whiffs his ultimate and he goes, whoa, wait.
Oh,
Yeah. So those are
Did I enjoy
all
Primal Malzeno?
great lines I remember recording, because
It could have
all the
been
funniest lines
10
we got in,
monsters
like, one
released
take.
in the final
And then they were
update.
like,
It doesn't
"That
change the
ship it."
game,
I'm like,
man.
"You sure?" They're like, "Nope, it was good." I'm like, "I messed up." And they're like, "You're supposed to mess up."
It's
I'm like,
Luke, right?
"All
He's supposed to mess up. He's kind of corny like that. and
It's true.
everything.
It's true.
Anything you want to say to the community?
Thank you for your support over the last year. It's been amazing. I've had such a blast with this character.
He makes me like
interacting with
Luke
community,
more.
seeing all the
In
memes online,
fact,
seeing all the fan
I think
art.
I would
It's
like
been so
Luke
much
more if they just
And, also,
motion
thank you
captured
for
him
kicking my butt online. It's awesome, too.
100%.
I love that part. That's so cool. Thanks, guys. No, seriously, thank you so much.
For everyone else at home, please stick around. We have an interview with localization director Andrew Alfonso.
It's going to be the
recorded.
protagonist of
That's
Persona
coming
3
up
Reload?
right now.
Seems like a great voice actor.
We're going to take you a little bit behind the scenes today, and we've got a special guest to do that for us.
I'm gonna
We're
put
with
on-
Andrew Alfonso, coming to us all the way from Osaka, Japan. He works over at Capcom Japan. So, Andrew, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hey guys. I'm localization director at Capcom Japan. I've been at Capcom for 17 years now. It's been quite a while.
17 years is a long
My first
time.
game that I worked on was Mega Man Star Force for the DS. After that, I worked on a bunch of Ace Attorney games, Ace Attorney 3, 4, 5.
Put Cookie Run in the
Stations.
corner.
After that, I worked on
Is that what you need?
the Monster Hunter series for about 10 years. And now I'm back on the Street Fighter series. And yeah, the latest game that I worked on was Street Fighter 6 was just released.
Just an amazing tenure over at Capcom. But is there one in particular, a project that you've worked on that's really near and dear to your heart?
I would say number one is usually
What's that creature below his Monster Hunter
shelf? The first game that I really got to work with the dev team very closely, especially the directors Fujioka-san and Tokuda-san. Number two is definitely Street Fighter 6, because just working with Nakayama-san and Matsumoto-san has just been an absolute pleasure. Their kind of philosophy on how game development should work has
1
always
million
been very
gift
appealing.
humps.
So
Like money
it was
laundering
really
for Twitch,
great
but
to have
that's
this
cool.
opportunity to work with them on Street Fighter 6.
Love working with them, and they've been
$5
amazing.
million.
But before we get into, like Street Fighter 6, can you tell us a little bit more about localization, the different responsibilities, and what it's all
PC
about?
Rise ever get
Also
Corone
do,
Palamute?
Translation into the text
I
and
think
whatnot.
the mod next
But
is
we
dude.
also handle a lot of the voice direction for games. On top of that, we also get involved a lot in the motion capture for games. We also do a lot of stuff just to help the dev teams out in terms of like diversity and culturalization and stuff like that. I didn't remember that Nakama-san mentioned in an interview last time where we were he was talking about Kimberly in Street Fighter 6, and he he had a lot of consultants working with him to get the design just right. He also talked to Capcom employees, and that's actually the localization team. He came to us and asked us for our feedback on not only Kimberly but also Lily and also DJ, to make sure that those characters are in a good spot for fans, and their designs are not only cool but also something that is going to be appealing to a worldwide audience.
Yeah, tell us, how you're involved in the game, how you kind of got started on the project. I know it's probably been a really long
Pokemon or Lucent Norkuga behind him?
Yeah, sure. It's been a very long time. It's about
When is the
3 years,
trades up for
me.
Schwab?
I got to start off because Nakayama asked me if I could help him out with the
I don't know, 8 a.m.
prototyping. He wanted to
Do you think the Dino Crisis remake is going to make Capcom the big bucks?
That we should try to improve for not only just Street Fighter fans, but also for a new audience.
Just
that
never
could
stop
try to,
buying.
get
Just keep
with Street
buying
Fighter
forever.
6. He brought me on mainly for that, but also because they were going to be working on this new commentary system that was going to be a first for the series. So they asked me to come on early just to get that sorted out so that we could have something very natural for the English speaking audience that are going to use this commentary system.
So we're definitely going to hit on the real-time commentary feature later. But before that, what were some of your goals as a localization director for Street Fighter 6, and what do you hope fans come away with in terms of the story, characters, or just anything?
One of the goals that I told the director, Nakayama-san, this game has a huge legacy, long legacy. We need to give it the localization that it actually deserves. We need to make sure that this, people come away with it, the better understanding of all the characters, and the characters that they already love, they fall in love with them all over again.
I heard
The other
E
thing
Honda
that I
was
had
cracked.
was because I knew
Is that still true,
we were
or
gonna
did he
be
get
working on
balanced?
World Tour mode. We had stuff
Oh,
like
hey.
the modern controls. to
Thank
appeal to
you.
New users were trying to aim for a lot of new players to come in, and we had to
Thank
make
you very much for
this,
those bits.
as beginner friendly as possible. We're not going to be throwing a lot of FGC community terms in there. We're going to try to explain things in a
EJ
very
and Guile
natural but
broken?
easy to understand way.
I remember getting my
and
ass
also,
beat by
like,
a
all the- for
CPU
example, all the
EJ and
attack
feeling
keys
really bad about
are
it, and maybe I'll
still
feel
in
less bad now.
Japanese, and Karen's Super Ardent Street Fighter 5 just completely in Wachi. They just translated from
The muscle
Japanese
bar
without
bits.
actually translating it.
That's
So
almost
no
enough for one
100%
muscle dollar.
for, attack. And I said, this is not something that you want. You want something that people can kind of attach to. They get attached to the name, and especially with this new commentary system, we want people to kind of call out these attack names so that people get
Oh,
a certain
ads. Yeah, well, we got to make
affinity
sure
for it.
we hit
Start
the
to,
ad
like,
button
grow
soon.
attached to it. And that's kind of like the two basic goals, two high level goals that I had for this
So we don't have any, like,
localization.
tell us a little more about
crossover into the
real-time
actual
commentary feature.
stream.
Like yeah, when he approached me about this,
Commentary on
I'll
fighting game
admit
players,
that
my
I
character is
was
bad and your character is
very,
but I mean, some characters are just
very
bad, right?
against the idea.
Wasn't Fong or
To be
something
honest
in
with you,
Street
'cause I
Fighter
just really-
5
I
like just
thought,
bad for the most part?
No, we can't do it. And it's not because I thought the idea was bad. I just kind of like thought about it for about a couple of seconds, and I thought about the scope of this. I play a lot of sports games, so I know like how they do the commentary in those games, and they always spouse about, oh, we recorded like 50,000
I saw a video
lines.
on it. There
Most
was
of
one
the
guy
video
that was like
recorded,
pretty good with
5,000
Fong.
lines. So
He was like the
going,
worldwide Fong
huge
main.
jump in like my count is just a huge mountain to scale. So I was kind of taken aback. But I kind of settled down, and we'd go with the first person we did go with was Vicious.
He's from
He's
Puerto
just-
Rico, which was
in terms
also
of
interesting.
as a person, he's just super reliable. He's has a good attitude about everything. He's very good on the microphone. He's always looking to improve. I kind of made him like, okay, he likes all these things because he's kind of like the view of like commentators. And then
I mean, is it
if we're
enough?
gonna
I
have
mean,
do
would
commentator,
a
we need
normal poison from Fong
and there's no
do
better
an
commentator
average amount of
Vicious than
damage from
to
another
see
heavy
because
hitting
they
character?
work together on
Like, was
Spider
it
League.
secretly the hardest hitting thing
They
in the
actually work
game if
very
you
well
just
together,
dragged
but
out
they
the
also
match
have
long
just
enough?
Complete contrasting styles too. Vicious is very much, he sounds very professional. Even when things get very excited in a match, but Casey does not do that. He just goes nuts, right? And that's one of the things that I really wanted for these two choices.
Yeah, definitely a lot involved in that whole process, especially with the commentary system being a completely new thing for Street Fighter game. Speaking of new things in Street Fighter 6, I do want to ask you about the World War mode and what it's like helping craft a story mode for a Street Fighter game, and also a story mode where you can create your own character. What was that like? What was the experience like? Is there anything?
His normals were also
that was
asked.
really
Did he have a lot of
challenging or
range or
memorable
something?
about
He looked like he was like lanky.
I mean, I think just the main challenging thing was just the scope of the whole mode. It's just gigantic. It's like a whole other game unto itself. Like in terms of just like how much we had to translate and record, this is actually bigger than a typical Monster Hunter game by a good margin. So
What?
it was very big in scope. One of the things that was really
Any new Monster Hunter?
a pleasure to hear was that the main scenario writer was actually the creator of the Breath of Fire series. He's also worked on Dragon's Dogma as well. So we kind of
neat.
had this confidence that this story is gonna be good. It's gonna be solid. We're gonna have a good solid base to work on. I think the one challenge was having to characterize so many new characters, return characters, and so you don't really know how they're supposed to talk in terms of like a fully fleshed out character. So we kind of had to conceptualize that like on a basic level to make sure that we're getting something that's different from all the other characters, but also really interesting at the same time.
It's always incredible just hearing like all the behind the scenes stuff about World Tour, and we've talked a lot about this, but like some of my favorite things that you guys did was the way like Ryu texts you, amazing, hilarious, but also just like the tiny things, how like Lee Fin says like Jet to like Chung Li just to keep culture in there. It's fantastic. So thank you so much for like having so much of a detail-oriented approach to World Tour.
When you go to
for
the
joining us.
Monster Hunter
this was awesome,
page
just being
on
able to hear
Capcom
about
Town,
all this behind-the-scenes stuff in developing the game.
I thought it was going to be like an
Any closing,
archive looking back.
comments
It's just
for,
like,
the Street
these are all
Fighter
the
and the
Monster
Capcom
Hunter
fans
games
out
you'd
there
buy
that are
right
getting ready
now.
for the showcase happening.
Yeah, I mean, Street Fighter 6
It made me a
has
little
been
sad.
Released. We're still working on the game as
They don't even show
as
3 or
always.
4 you
I
because you
wanna
can't buy
hear,
them
if
anymore.
anyone has any opinions about how the writing is,
Rise
how the
World
voices are.
GU
I've
now
always
is on
keep
there.
track of that.
And again, Andrew, thanks for joining us, and to everybody for watching.
All right, that's going to do it for our pre-show. Thanks to everybody for joining us, and thanks to our guests, Alex, Andrew, and Clev, for joining us for all these
They might
segments.
show
It's
the
really
other
great to talk to
mobile
everybody
game.
and show off your content.
There's a
do wanna mention
possibility.
There is going to be a post-show, so please stick around for that after the main show, but, we're getting close. Andy?
Post-show?
any parting words that you want to say?
Yeah.
We're by the MOBA devs. Now, mind you, that group, they're not exclusively MOBAs.
Capcom Amazon store. So with that, we'll see you guys later.
They do other mobile game types as well. I think it's going to be a MOBA. Personally. Monster Hunter never for streamer. I'll get it when it comes out. Who would I mean in a Monster Hunter MOBA? Nergigante. Easy. Gee, you had quests the next 9 minutes? We're just going to wait. If there was really like a proper redone, re-released, even Monster Hunter G on Steam, I would be very happy with that. Not meaning Pookie Pookie. Would it be Nergigante? This other good fight. Fulgur Anjanath. And then if you needed like a third. I mean, Elatron and Fatalis are good. I just feel like a loser for saying it. You know what I mean? Odo's good. Dude, Fulgur's so good. No. Kazu could just be deleted, and we would lose nothing. Okay, I'm going to see now if I could run another ad just to make sure it doesn't run during the actual stream. I don't think it will. One just ran. But if I could run like a 30-second or like a 1-minute ad, I'm going to do that. It's going to let me do a 1 minute. Can I do a 1 minute 30? All right, we're going to do that. They said something about a post-show as well. That's exciting. Catch Watch is a good fight. Yeah. Ash Catch Watch is particularly interesting. Mid-tier monsters don't exist as fights anymore. I just want them to, like, just cool it down a little bit, you know? I'm not looking for 4U G1 difficulty, but it's something like the way Barrioth felt when you played Iceborne for the first time would be okay. Gonna get ads? Getting trailers? There's now. Just release it. Just let me play it. Please. I want to play it now. I've got 2 phones with me. I brought 2 phones so I could play the game. I'll be gone in September. I'll be back in the dumpy United States. Imagine paying for DLC for your Switch cloud version of the game. How are the cloud versions on Switch? It's probably better than the Kingdom Hearts games. I've really thought for a while we're going to see Monster Hunter World on the Switch over the cloud. These are probably popular in Japan. Where's Resistance? That's a 3.
Like I told you, I'm gonna get you home safe. Okay, it's game time.
Oh, I don't know that Wake for me. If true, that's very interesting. So we're going to see Street Fighter 6. We're probably going to see Exo Primal. Oh, this is Mega Man Battle Network. Okay. Ghost Trick Drachma. Ghost Trick is great. I wouldn't want to spend much more than $20 on it nowadays, but it's great. It's supposed to be mostly Drachma 2 footage from what we know. I'm assuming the audio balance is good. Thank you for that. Do people actually like those pixel filters? I kind of hate them.
Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection.
I don't know. Maybe there are games where it makes sense. I just haven't seen one.
This is for my fellow hunters.
I think Liza P's demo, it's great. We're going to play it again at some point. It's probably going to be in Osaka, though. Very excited for Liza P. 20 seconds.